is covering campaign automation, real-time personalization, and marketing insights.
Is IBM using this?
We do use some of the capabilities internally, yes. So we want to start with campaign automation. And this is the part, we have two beds on campaign automation. So we're going to start by showing you a demo around campaign setup. And then on the other side, we'll talk about how one would go about optimizing a campaign.
Are these digital campaigns?
It could be digital, it could be offline, it could be any of the above, or all of the above.
Can you tie into real-time bidding?
Real-time bidding for advertising.
We'll go through it.
All right.
We'll go through it. So, hi everyone. Can you guys all see this?
Yes.
Go ahead. Free to come into us.
My name's Eric Johnson. So I am a SME, specifically in the marketing space. So the slide I threw up for you guys to kind of absorb, I'm going to walk you through. If you have questions, stop me, so I can kind of get into the nuts and bolts of some of the specifics. So as you guys know, we have our, and I'm going to kind of go through some of the acquisition stuff too. Hopefully it'll kind of develop a roadmap for you. So you guys know back in 2010, IBM acquired Unica, right? At the same time, well, shortly thereafter, they acquired Metrics, Demantech, Tea Leaf, Silverpop, Xtify recently, right? You've heard about these things. So this right here is your on-prem, your traditional on-prem Unica tools that are now all IBM tools. So for marketing operations, or our market-leading MRM tool, IBM Campaign, which is definitely the market leader for segmentation and offer creation. And then Optimize and optimization basically is done through Optimize. It's a utility that works in concert with Campaign. It lets you optimize your segmentation. I always call it a utility. And then Interact. Interact allows you, it's real-time machine learning. So it allows you real-time personalization and offer distribution. So as you build up all this contact history in Campaign, you're going to be able to distribute via your ESP, the Marketing Cloud, all these amazing interactions, offers, if they're ads, whatever they are. So that is our traditional on-prem product, which is slowly being integrated into the Marketing Cloud today, which is labeled here is Watson Campaign Automation. Make sense so far? Okay. So you see all these other wonderful things going on. Focus on this section right here, which is the Marketing Cloud. You've heard a lot about the Marketing Cloud. In the last year, that's the Silverpop acquisition, Xtify acquisition. We've created our own social publishing tool that works in concert with one of our partners, Sprinkler, who does social listening. But all of the Marketing Cloud components are here. So this allows you email, social, mobile, web. I put all the channels up there that I frequently utilize, but those are the ones that are part of the core. So you mentioned advertising. Can you tell me a little bit about what the thought is around advertising as a channel?
How are you defining a campaign?
Yeah. So the way you're defining a campaign, you can do it two ways. You can do it within your campaign product, okay, with marketing operations, or if you're just using the Marketing Cloud alone, you can just do it within the Marketing Cloud. So the Marketing Cloud comes.
What is a campaign?
So many people call it different things. It's a project.
Okay.
Okay. It could be a tactic.
Okay.
A campaign for me means it's an overarching project with sub-projects, meaning I got an email campaign, I got a direct mail campaign, I got a search engine. So people define it differently. I call it a project.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. So that typically would start in marketing operations where you kick off your project, your campaign. At that point, you go through the segmentation engine and segment your audience. So I'm just going to throw them all out there. Then you can use Interact to really interact with your customers. So basically, as the machine learns and you do your real-time scoring, you're going to get the right offer at the right time in the right place. The right place being the right channel. Okay. So what's really cool about this model is these things are natively integrated, so you don't need to cherry pick. You don't need to use a solution from ET versus IBM versus anybody, really. All these things are now under this campaign automation or Watson campaign automation moving forward. So the really cool thing from a developer's perspective, but just from a user perspective, all these things are natively integrated. So if I was to actually use campaign for segmentation, my list that I create is automatically pushed into the Marketing Cloud. So all of these things are happening or can happen with the Marketing Cloud based on what you have enabled and ultimately push to the right channel. So if it's an email campaign, there's lots of caveats to that. If we do A/B testing, if there's specific testing ratios, we do all of that within the Marketing Cloud itself. Now, when you guys go over to the next podium, they're going to take you into a deeper dive around what social is, what mobile is, right, and what your email service provider is here, right? But the thought is one single system of engagement. Before, I used to call it single system of record, which is kind of this space here. But now you have one single system of engagement where all these things are natively integrated. They all kind of come together. So yes, a campaign is a project is a campaign. Every customer calls it a component.
Everything's always digital output.
Everything digital output. Now, that said, I work with a lot of customers right now that, for direct mail, it goes to typically a specific agency or vendor where they actually facilitate the direct mail process. Exactly. So those things all still happen. Campaign's always been a really good portal for that kind of stuff, working in concert with marketing ops. But it's online and offline. Online and offline. They both all come together in the Marketing Cloud. So for example, if I'm downloading or uploading data from a vendor or an agency that facilitates direct mail, it all happens with an INC. The caveat is if we plug these other things into it, it becomes a lot more robust.
Would online advertising play in this as well?
Yeah, so your online advertising would be a channel within this, right?
So if you were plugging into a network, an ad network,
Yep.
you'd just be handling the feed.
Yeah, so this is the deal. So we've introduced universal behavior exchange. So I call this the secret sauce to bringing all these things together. So this is really where your distributors and your publishers come together. So you see some of the distributors and publishers down here. So IBM is bringing them online weekly. The cool thing is they're opening their APIs to us. So in UBX, we can just plug and play things from these different technologies into UBX. So you don't need to be an API coder and going in and pushing and pull the content. It's all done with drag and drop functionality. If you guys do make it over to the analytics booth right next door, they'll talk more about Journey Analytics, UBX, where you can actually see the graphic. It's really savvy where you just drag and drop, this publisher or this developer or distributor, and so on. So I'd always call this the secret sauce because now I can show a customer, look, we've taken this to a whole different level. So if you have a DMP or a DSP, if you're using LiveRamp, if you're using any of those tools out there, they're all partners.
So who buys into this for the companies?
So if it's a robust enterprise solution, so I'll use one of my current use cases. So large provider of satellite.
Who's the buyer in the organization?
So the buyer for the one I'm referring to is the CMO and the CIO.
Okay.
It comes out of both their budgets. I think the CIO probably has more of the budget than the CMO right now, so they're trying to see how that goes, right? And right now they're trying to decipher the value proposition, and they really want this whole enterprise solution because they don't want to one-off this solution or that solution. They really want one single system of engagement, and that's kind of where their heads are going because at the point they're at right now, it's so convoluted with the integration of API integration, it becomes a huge challenge, right? This kind of put it over the top. The ability to use UBX to use media math, for example, to publish those ads you're referring to, really kind of took it to a different level, right? But that's the value proposition. Now, when you guys go to the next booth, podium, whatever we call it, they're going to give you a little more deep dive into what this looks like. Right? Did that work?
Yep. Very good.
Does that make sense?